Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to West Seattle. It's Ben back, and this time I have a pretty hotly anticipated ball. This is Storm's new, the Road. And the Road is the latest ball in the high road line that's essentially been around since 2008. The reason why it's been around that long is the weight block inside, the FE2 weight block, is matched up with pretty much anyone. This one though is finally tweaked for the first time ever because now it's surrounded by AI core. What that essentially means is that in 14, in 15, or in 16, the weight block numbers are exactly the same. It's never been done in a high road type ball, so I'm kind of excited to see how this rolls. I've had a number of high road pearls and high roads over the years, and so pretty excited about it. On the outside, it's surrounded by REX hybrid cover stock. I don't recall seeing that on any Storm ball in recent memory, at least not in the States, and so I'm also curious to see how that rolls. So let's check it out. All right, so before we throw the Road, let's put that down. Let's just see what's out here. We're gonna compare it to two balls, the Xponent Pearl and the Duo. Oil pattern wise, we have just our West Seattle house shot. It's about 42 feet, 25 mils of oil. I'm gonna just stand here, super fresh. The ball rolls so good. I'm a huge fan of the Xponent, the first solid one. I love that as my benchmark ball. So when the Xponent Pearl came out, I was very excited. Where this fits in my bag is when the lanes start to transition, when lanes start to dry out, especially the front part of the lane. This ball is immeasurably clean. It just ignores the first part of the lane, but it still rolls nice and benchmarky. I have found though that in the back end, the Xponent Pearl can be a little sharp as it starts to kind of dry up. I don't mind that because as I move left, it means it knocks out those 10 pins. Let's throw back-to-back-to-back shots and kind of see what we got. All right, so as you can see, the Xponent Pearl, super clean through the first part of the lane. Now, this is a fresh house shot, so I don't know how well that's showing when I would use it exactly. Again, I would probably use this as the lane starts to transition, but it gives you a general benchmark idea for when we start comparing. Let's go to the Duo in a minute. Kind of excited to throw this the Road. Again, completely fresh. I put holes in it and that's it. It's staying in the same place as the Xponent Pearl, sliding at about 34. Yeah, it's to me it seems like it's a little bit stronger. Let's move two left. Throw the same shot. I feel like I threw that one like garbage, but the ball still came back. So what's a hallmark staple of high roads? It has a higher RG than a lot of other balls. And what that means is there's a lot of energy retention. That weight block isn't doing all that it has to do in the front part of the lane, storing it a little bit. Let's throw another shot, better shot. Still two left where we lined up with the Xponent Pearl. Fair bit sharper than the Xponent Pearl. To me, the Xponent Pearl can get kind of sharp. So there's difference number one, I think, is this new high road, the Road. A little more energy retentive. Again, that makes sense with the higher RG. Let's move back on the approach a little bit. pick the speed up. We'll go back to back to back with it. See what it does. Whoa. As a lifelong fan of the high road, this ball is really good. Way better than I've expected, actually. So in those 3 shots, try to go back to back to back because you can see nothing's edited. It's just continuous shots. I kind of threw one where I was lined up. I threw one, got it a little more outside. Then I got it a lot more outside, just to kind of see. And it had no problem slamming the pocket from either of those spots. Let's come back to that in a sec, because that's pretty good. Let's check out the Duo. I think the Duo is actually a really underrated ball. It rolls kind of like a hybrid. It's Microtrax plus Pearl, but it's kind of smooth. Let's take a look. Yeah, that Duo, I love that Duo. It's one of those balls that I'm probably not gonna go to super late in a block, or if the lanes are super fried. I'm bowling at a place that is older, high friction, because it rolls like there's some solid in it. I'm not sure why. I'm gonna move to right. Dual messengers fighting over it. The reason I moved to right, I didn't wipe any oil off that one. I have noticed that if you need a little bit more length, kind of let some lane shine stay on it and tames it out even more. So it's super customizable. Now we're gonna wipe it off. We're gonna go back to back to back shots and come back and see what's going on. All right, so there's, again, back to back to back shots, unedited. The first one, kind of threw it again where I was lined up with it at the beginning. Second one, just like with the Xponent Pearl, decided to test its limits. Actually, I threw that one a little inside, and it was super smooth, kind of riding the oil. But that's what this ball is, super smooth. So didn't quite finish the way I needed it to. And that last one, kind of threw it probably where it's supposed to be thrown right now, and rolled great. So Duo, super underrated. Let's get out of that though. Vice IT. Let's go back to the road. Let's throw a couple more shots, and we'll move around. Throw 2 shots here, back to back, from where we're lined up, just to make sure it's still looking good. Okay, so before I throw the next one, I've thrown a bunch of shots now so far. The laydown is maybe not as oily as it was right at the beginning of this video. I'm gonna keep the oil on this here. See what that does. Okay, so kind of like the Duo, if I need to fine tune my ball reaction on the fly, I can leave a little lane shine on it, and it tames it out like that so that I can kind of throw it nice and inside. It holds the line really nice. I mean, contrast that to the shot right before it. But let's move around a little bit. So high road wise, I've had more high road pearls than I've had any other bowling ball. I think that the high road pearl is a 10 out of 10 ball. That doesn't mean that you can use it all the time, but when it is time to use a ball like that, to me it's perfect. So will this one impress me just as much? Let's just move a wild 5 right. Let's see what's up. Okay, so if you are more of a bowling style that likes to kind of play up the track of a house shot, which means that that house shot friction is right there to your right and a bunch of oil right there to your left, look pretty good from there. I don't normally play there. They kind of flatten it out a little bit. Okay, so let's move way the other way. Let's get up against the ball return, which is gonna have me sliding at about 38. So about 3 left of where we originally were lined up. Let's see what this road is really made of. This is a high road type ball. And on fresh oil, fresh-ish, sliding at 38, and it's going coast to coast. Okay, so maybe it didn't quite get to like 1 board, but again, this is fresh oil, and this is not a super strong cover, super strong core ball. But this road is more than capable of playing all the way in pretty far right, at least for my style. I'm pleasantly surprised. All right, so just in case that last one or the one before it were flukes, let's throw one more coast to coast. And we'll see one more time what this road's made of. You see that? This is a high road type ball. What that's saying to me is this ball is surprisingly versatile. Where the lanes tell you you need to be, you might be able to get away with staying in this ball for longer before switching out to something else because it can do a wide variety of things. Let's throw some more shots where I think it's optimally lined up. Just some more back to back to back, and see what you think, see what I think. All right, back to sliding on 34, 35. 35. All right, so that was back to back to back, unedited. The first one looked pretty good. The second one was a little sharp, stone 9, I think. And the third one slowed the speed down inadvertently, and it went through the face. So that's all right. It's giving me eyes to show what this ball can and can't do, where it should be played, how it should be played. So good to know. Before I have some more direct comparisons to the Xponent Pearl and the Duo, layout. So this layout is my standard symmetrical layout, 5 1/4 by 60. And so it's kind of a weaker layout for most people, sort of a weaker pin. And the 60 kind of puts it sort of pinned down. For me, it's pinned in the middle finger. So kind of medium, lower medium flare. And our earlier break point kind of smooths it out. All right. Go back to the Xponent Pearl, which has the same layout, as the Road, 5 1/4 by 60. Let's go back to back with this. Show line game. Turning the TVs on. Okay, so there's another back-to-back for you. Xponent Pearl, the sequel and the true complement to the Xponent, my favorite benchmark ball. Xponent Pearl is a little longer. I think the cover is a little weaker, it seems, than the Road. Let's go straight into the Duo, back to back. All right, there's some back-to-back Duo. You can see it's a lot smoother than the other two. I would say it gets down the lane as clean as the Road, but doesn't have as much conviction in the back end. It's a lot rounder. Just to show it again, here is the Road, same spot. So you can kind of see it starts up in the middle of the lane, similar to where the Duo does, but it has the energy retention that, say, the Xponent Pearl does. So it's actually like a really nice look for me to see where these three balls fit among each other. All right, so we'll go one more shot, one last shot. See if we can't get some last second info for your eyes, my eyes, and formulate a concluding thought, wrap it up. Okay, so final thoughts. The Road is way better than I thought it was going to be. And I thought it was going to be pretty good, having been a fan of the High Road Pro for many years. So who's this ball for? Just like the original High Road, this ball is for just about anybody. High speed, low speed, high revs, low revs. This ball's got you covered. That's all I got for you today. See you in the next one. Thanks a lot.